Hey everyone, this is That Programming Guy, and remember, you can do the thing. So, it's been a while since I made any videos, and it'll be some more while till I make more videos. It's just something has come up that I want to explain. I am a very, it is not okay to do this, everyone please stop. So, before I get into this, I have a disclaimer. We are going to do that. Oh, I know what to do. Just do that. There we go. Copy that. Disclaimer. We have a big disclaimer here. I'm going to be talking about Yanandre Dev. He is the person responsible for the Yanandre Simulator, a game where you want your senpai to notice you and you are going to hurt girls so they don't get senpai's attention. I am not defending his actions. I'm not defending who he is or what he does. I'm not saying the things he has done, which is horrible, is excusable. For example, sexualizing underage girls and other acts of horribleness. I'm not defending him. Please do not take whatever I say to mean I am defending him and he is in his right. I want to talk about his code. I want to talk about his code, why his code might, various reasons why his code may look like the way it does, and a general sweep of that it's not okay to look at somebody's code and go, ha ha, you are stupid, or your code's stupid, dumbass. So again, as a disclaimer, I will be talking about Yanandre Dev. I'm not defending any of the malicious actions. I am using him as an example because at the time of recording, he is a good example to use for his code. I'm going to talk about his code, not his actions. Again, one more time, I'm going to talk about his code and why his code is the way. I'm going to use his code as an example to make a broader sweep of how to treat people's code, and I'm not defending any of his actions. A lot of his actions are inexcusable, and I totally agree with that. Again, I am not defending him. Alright, with that in mind, let's get down to it. Alright. So with that disclaimer out of the way, to know I'm not defending Yanandre Dev, let me give you a bit of background to this, okay? So, Yanandre Dev, in 2014, put an idea on 4chan to be like, should I make a game like this? And everyone's like, yes, you should. So he started making it. This was in 2014. I'm recording this in 2020. The game, I don't know if the game is close to being done yet, is done. I don't know. But he has worked on this game for 6 years. You can go onto YouTube. You can listen to the dumpster fire of his personality, of how he's been mean, of his code. It's a dumpster fire. You can, if you want to watch it, go ahead fucking watch it. But this video is how not to treat somebody's code. Not just him in particular, but if anybody's code that you're watching, that you're looking at. So Yanandre Dev has been working on this game for 6 years. Recently, his code has been leaked. And a lot of people have looked at that code and go, oh my god, your code fucking sucks. Get better, noob. So, that's not okay. You don't look at somebody's code and go, you suck. Get better. Additionally, there could be plenty upon plenty upon plenty upon plenty of reasons why his code looks the way it does. So I want to talk about a few things. I want to talk about one, why the code looks like it does. Oh my god, I'm in caps lock. One, why the code looks like it does. Two, how to treat someone's code. So one, why does the code look like it? There are a lot of reasons. I can think of, I think, 4, 3, 5. It depends on how many I want to do. Oopsies. There we go. 1. He's done. 2. He's stressed. 3. He never had a code review. 4. Okay, so why does the code look like it does? So if you look at any video about his code, there's nest ifs, so many nested if else statements. Basically that he controls the whole entire game with the nested if else's. No delegates, no function pointers, no events, no hooks, no classes, no polymorphs. And maybe there is, I don't know. I've only seen a tiny amount of videos about it. But this isn't about why his code sucks. This is not about why his code sucks. This is about why, this is not about, I guess it, yeah, this is about why the code looks like it does. Not that it sucks. Sorry, I know this is so confusing. I'm sometimes not good at saying words. Just why it looks like the way it does, right? So let's go over these reasons of why his code is the way it is. Number 1, he just might be done with it. This is a 6-year project. He might not have milestones. He might not have goals. He might just been point A, start programming. Point B, release game. There's nothing in between there to break it up. He might just be done. I've been like that before. Here's an example. I knew that I had to learn programming, or that I had to practice programming. So when my friend was over with my wife, I'm like, all right, bye everyone, I'm going to practice programming. I opened my laptop, pissed already, because I'm like, I was already done. I was already done before I opened the laptop. Open up Visual Studio, start typing something. It either crashes or it froze or something. I don't know. And in my rage, I threw my headphones at my laptop. I broke the screen and I almost broke my $300 pair of headphones. And I had to go buy a new laptop. And because we didn't have that much money, I had to buy a really shitty $100 refurbished laptop. It sucked. When you're done, you're just done. You don't want to do anymore. So maybe the code looks like the way it does because he's just done and he just wants it just to be done. You know, that's it. He just wants it to be done. You know, when you're done, you will take the path of least resistance to get it done. And if else statements, I can tell you right now, is a very, well, writing if else statements has no resistance. Trying to change something in an if else chain is horrible. But we'll get to that later. Maybe not. I know. So that's one. He's like, he could be done. Have you ever played a video game, played Civilization 5 or 6 or whatever, and you realize you just fucked up and the game isn't fun anymore and you're done? That's it. The people who are like, just one more level, even though they don't want to play anymore, they get pissed. That's where the controllers get thrown. That's where the keyboards get smashed because they're done and the game isn't fun anymore. Yanandre Dev, he might be done, which is why I feel like this. Point 2 is he could be stressed. You don't know his life. You don't know what he's going through. Well, we have some ideas of what he's going through, but you don't know his life intimately like he does. You cannot go in his shoes. So yeah, he could actually be a really horrible person. He couldn't be stressed at all. But you know, maybe he's living paycheck to paycheck. Maybe his few days where he's gone hungry. Maybe his dog has died. Maybe he's not in a good living condition. Maybe he has some kind of disability. Maybe he's just stressed, which is why his code looks like this. Stress programming is different than non-stress programming. I can tell you that right now. So he could be stressed. We don't know all of his life. We've heard from him that he's getting thousands of emails that people are going like, do this differently. You suck. You're stupid. I would be stressed too if I got thousands of emails saying that I should change something. So would you. Now that his code is leaked, he could be even more stressed. So he could be stressed, which is why the code looks this. It looks like how it does. 3, he has never had a code review. You know when you're a kid and somebody disciplines you and hopefully they go, you should not do X because if you do X, Y happens and that's bad. You retain that information and you get better as a person to act socially with other people. So, you know, people don't clash. Code reviews do the same thing. where you go, your code is okay, it gets the job done, but you can be better, and here's why you should do it this way. If you've been programming for 6 years and no one has been like, your code should be do better, or even better, if you don't listen to that criticism, you're not going to code better. You're going to go, it works now, why would I change it? If else statements work for 99% of my problems, and this new project I'm doing falls under that 99%, why would I change what I'm doing? It's that. It's like, maybe he is an experienced programmer. He's been programming well before 2014, but no one can. Either people have tried and he doesn't listen, which I think I've heard, or just no one has tried to give him a code review. And so his code is always like this. He's like, it works. Why would I change it? There you go. Number 4 is he's new to programming. Yes, he's had at least 6 years to program this. And hopefully in 6 years, he has learned new stuff. He has learned, in year 2, he knows stuff that he shouldn't have done in year 1. In year 3, he's like, wow, I did some pretty shitty stuff in year 2. Let's fix that. And he could just be a new programmer. I don't know. I don't know this person. But he could be a new programmer. And he just could be a new programmer. I don't know. But yeah, so those are some reasons why his code may look like why it does. There are multiple factors of why his code looks like the way it does. And you cannot use his code to go, you as a person suck. That is not okay. That's called flaming, and that is not okay. You hate the code, not the person. Do not go, your code sucks, thus you suck. I said, I'm not defending him. I'm just saying it's not okay to go, your code sucks, thus you suck. Now, another thing that I just thought of is, at least in what I've seen, if-else statements are really easy. Because sometimes when you first start programming, it's really hard to trust the computer sometimes. And if-else statements are extremely easy to do. One example that I want to show you is for your front-end people, tables. If you want to order things like this needs to go here and then this needs to go here, so I want to have 2 columns, you can do that. We have a table with 1 table row with 2 table datas. Boom, 2 columns. And then I could say, all right, these table datas have a margin on the left and the right or something to show how far they can go. This is fine. This is a trivial example. If you want to go, I want to add a 3rd column, I can just add another table data. And boom, there we go. This is an extremely trivial example. But now what happens if I do this? What happens if I add another table inside a table? Then we're getting kind of freaky here. And so if we open that up, we get to, where is that HTML file that I just made? Here we go. Data 1, data 2, data 3, data 1 in a new table. But what if I wanted to center that data 1 in a new table? Well, simple enough. I would just put a TD here. You need to be, oopsies. You need to be tabbed. And then TD. All right, let's see how it looks now. It's centered. There, it works. Cool. Great. Well, now, what if I wanted to put this in the center, right? I don't know. I could do... I don't even know how I would start doing that. But see... With tables in HTML, when you're first starting, I did this as well, an extremely easy way to think about organizing data on a page with tables. Tables have their own place in life, but not for organizing things onto a page, saying this goes here, this goes here, this goes here, this goes here. If else statements are the same thing, if this do this, if this do this, if this do this, if this do da 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 da, and it goes on and on and on and on. And soon you have an if else that's like this. One example, real life example as well, is my first junior development job. I was asked to do something. Fine, whatever. I had a lot of if else statements. One of my methods, it had like 7, 5, 6 closing brackets. I would love to show you the code actually, but I can't because I don't own the code. But it has like 5 or 6 closing brackets because I was like, all right, go through all these files in this directory. If it's this file, open it up. When you get a file, open it up. If the title has this extension, process it this way while you're processing. If you get this, do this. Otherwise, if you get this, do this. And it was like, it's just a whole bunch of ifs, else, if, elf, if, blah, 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 if, alpha, blah, 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 all that other stuff. It was hard to read. It was hard to modify. I actually tried to write. I got pretty close to being able for finishing it. Unfortunately, I didn't leave. Unfortunately, I left before I was able to finish it. But if else's and tables are really easy thing if you want to control logic or control something else that is more kind of noob friendly than other things. And so, Andre Dev could be just a new programmer. And he started with if else's and like, it works. Why would I change? Very simple. Again, I'm not defending him. His actions are horrible. From what I've heard, he is not a good person, but I'm not defending him. I'm just saying here is reasons why his code looks like what it does. And he is a person. He can be under stress. He could just not care about the project anymore. He could be a new programmer. He can be an experienced programmer and who doesn't handle criticism well, which I believe is a thing. Or just if else's are just there. So that is point 1 that I wanted to make. Why his code looks like the way it does. Please, and just, it is not fair to him to go, your code sucks. Whatever, it's his code. You're not paying him to write it. Alright, so let's get to point 2. How to treat somebody else's code. So, also, I guess I should say, this is kind of late, but who am I to look at this and go, blah, 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 blah. I've been developing since 2013. I started as a junior dev. Now I'm at Microsoft. I'm still at Microsoft, so I'm doing something good. But I have confidence in my coding abilities and to look past it. To look past the code and go, well, why does the code look like how it does in the first place? I have seen this code before. This code is written by these kinds of people. So there you go. So yeah. As I drop water down my chin. Where's it dribble? I don't know. Anyway, how to treat somebody else's code. So, if you have never coded before, you might not understand this. No, not that. If you've done anything, coding for yourself, writing a book for yourself, writing a piece of music for yourself, it's your baby. You wrote it. You put your heart and soul into it. Exposing it to the world is really hard to do. A lot of people are great programmers, but the idea of doing a PR, putting their own code into the public repository is a very scary thing because it's your baby. You made it. You don't want other people to say that your baby looks like shit. It's your baby. It's yours. And it's really hard to do as a developer to go, here's my code. Because there's a lot of people like, your code sucks. That's the big thing. The internet is a big place, and there are a lot of people who will go, your code sucks, and that's it. It's not okay to do that. If somebody puts their code out that other people can read, that other people can look at, that other people can edit, it is not okay to go, your code sucks. Sorry. It is also not okay to go, your code sucks, thus you suck. If you're looking at code, you need to separate the code from the developer. For example, in my team, so the reason why putting your code out on the internet is hard is because there's a lot of people with very different opinions. Some people want to be mean. There are also people who are genuinely like, I want to help you, let me help you. In my team, we have a culture of we're all going to help each other. I did a PR for package port framework, and I had like 30 comments on it. I didn't feel bad. I felt bad a little bit, but I knew I shouldn't feel bad. And yeah, the people who responded, they spoke to me in the office and like, we're not saying you're horrible. We want to help you get better. And it did. I did get better in my C++ from all of these things. But we, in a team, knew that the code reviews wasn't you suck, get better. It was, hey, you can do this better. And you can do this better. And you can do this better. That's all. That doesn't exist on the internet. So, yeah. And also, here's the thing. You know what? Let's say somebody puts their code online for the first time and they have a bunch of messages that are like, your code sucks, you suck. They might just stop programming. They could have been the next best thing, but now they're not. Now no one's going to know because somebody was like, you suck, your code sucks, and they'll never program again because they don't like it. That sucks. But it is not okay. It is not okay to go, your code sucks. Now, trying to handle and give correct criticism is also a hard thing. That's not in the scope of this video, though. Another thing I want to mention about looking at somebody's code is it is not okay to go, hey, I looked at your code. I've been a developer for 2, 3, 4 years. Here's a giant list of things you did wrong. Now, to the person who wrote that list, they might be going, oh, I'm helping. Shit, am I recording? Okay. They might... Sorry. They might be like, I'm helping. But to the person who's receiving that, it doesn't look like it helping. If you've ever received a giant list of, hey, I see your code's bad, let me help you make it better, here's all the stuff you can do better, you're not going to see that as, oh, they're being helpful. You're going to see that as, oh, you're being a dick. That's just how it is. So that's not okay. If you have the thing to go, oh my god, I know more than you do, let me tell you what you did wrong, that is not okay. No one likes getting a giant list of stuff that says, oh, you're wrong, here's what you can do better. Pick one thing, and if it's a PR, go, hey, can you change this? Here's the reason why you want to do this instead of what you've been doing. That is much better than the, oh, here's a list of 100 things. It's much better to go, here's one thing, and here's an explanation of why. However, just forcing it down somebody's throat when they didn't ask for that is not okay either. So it's a balance. But everyone here, it is not okay to tell someone their code sucks. It's not. Don't do it. It is not okay to say someone sucks or is horrible because the code sucks. That is not okay either. 3, it is not okay to send someone a list of everything they got wrong and how to fix it. Because you know what? maybe that person that's getting that list, maybe they're new. Maybe they don't know things. Maybe they don't know about polymorphism or booleans. If somebody writes code and they're like, am I a friend is equal to true if am I a friend true. You know what? If there's that, yeah, true, that's not, you shouldn't do that. You should do this, right? But if they're new to Booleans and Boolean logic, they just might do that because that at the moment makes more sense to them. As they code more and more and more and more, they might realize, oh, this now makes much more sense than this and I prefer it. this way. People learn as they keep doing things. Unfortunately, with computers, with development, you learn as you go. They might not know about polymorphism. They might not know about function overloaded. They might not know about all these other advanced topics that people usually don't know about. Especially if they're coming from a JavaScript background, there's a lot of things JavaScript developers don't know about back-end programming. Other collections besides an array, a list, or an object. Classes in JavaScript are much, much, much more different than classes in C++ and C#. And they act much more differently. There's all this stuff here that it's crazy. But just it's not okay to go, here's everything you got wrong. I know you might think like you're doing that person a favor. You're not. If you want to review somebody's code, remember, just how I said for Yanajay Dev, they are in a situation that you do not know. They could be stressed. Their mom could have just died. Their dad could have died. We're in a coronavirus right now, pandemic. People are stressed because of that. You don't know the person whose code you are reviewing. Keep that in mind. They could not have the mind you are. I know for me, for learning some aspects of coding, it was hard, especially if what I have to learn is reverse of what I think. Learning about storage counts, Hive clusters, blobs in Azure was hard for me because I thought a blob contained a storage account, not a storage account contained a blob. That kind of stuff. I remember learning about linked lists. When I first learned about a linked list, I actually had to stop and write down with pen and paper how a linked list worked and how I would add a node, remove a node, traverse a linked list. And here's the thing, you know what? If someone is coming from JavaScript to here, to the back end, they might not know what a linked list is, what a vector is, a dictionary if you're in C#. Yeah. So just remember, if you're looking at somebody's code, remember that they have a different experience. They are a different person. So please don't go, oh, I've been programmed for 2 years. I know things. You should do this. Because I can guarantee you might be wrong too. I can also guarantee that they might not have known that thing existed. In Yanajay Dev's situation, he has code that goes, if the student ID is 0, do this. If the student ID is 1, do this. If the student ID is 2, do this. If the student ID is 3, and then I think it just passes in the student ID. Events. Polymorphism. He has at every frame that checks to go, if it's 8 o'clock, this student does this. Or if the ID I pass in a student to, check the time. If it's 8, go here. If it's 9, go here. That is interrupts right there. You register to an event and you go, okay, I'm going to register to this event and this event will fire when it's 8 a.m. And then when it fires, it's going to get the thing and it's going to go. So yeah. I'm not defending his actions. Again, I'm just saying that again. I am not defending his actions. From what I've heard, he's not a good person. He's done things that are inexcusable. I'm not defending his actions at all. I'm separating him. I'm looking at the code he has written as an example to go, here's why the code might look like the way it does. His code is his code. I'm not paying him to write code. If we were in a team, hopefully at a job, and I saw this code, then I'll go, hey, you need to improve your code. But I'm not paying him anything to write code. He can do what the fuck he wants. I'm just going, I've seen this pattern. I've seen this kind of code before. I know the type of people who write it. And I'm guessing here other reasons. I know junior developers love their if-else's, their tables. He could be a new developer. He could have never gone out of the pattern in the first place. He could be stressed. Maybe he just might be done. And then point 2, it is never okay to tell somebody that their code sucks. It's the same thing, you never tell somebody that the book sucks. You never tell somebody that their art sucks. Everyone is different. Everyone has their own likes. Everybody has their own dislikes. It is not okay to go, here's why it sucks. Here's everything. Additionally, it's not okay to use that you're a programmer to go, here, your code sucks, let me help you. That's a dick move. I guess I'm kind of doing that, aren't I? No, I'm not. I don't know. Anyway, again, disclaimer, I'm not defending Yanjay Dev. I'm not saying his actions are excusable. From what I've heard, he's not a good person. But I've seen his code, and I want to talk about his code. That's it. So, if you're still here, thank you so much. This is just, I've seen people nagging on his code, and I'm like, stop nagging on his code. He wrote it how he wants to write it. From what it sounds like, he's not accepting criticism. Oh well. That's his choice. We're not paying him money. Anyway, I hope you all have a fantastic day. Thank you so very much for watching. And I would say see you next time, but unfortunately, I don't know the next time I am going to code. I'm going to make a video. I would love to make another video. I like streaming as that programming guy. But yeah, everyone have a fantastic day. Bye-bye.